for all of our members. And since we're going to be bringing in everyone hits 100 cycles, it seems like that's going to be pretty simple to do. So looks like we'll be bringing a lot of people into Belize. So it'll be fun.
Yep, looking forward to that. That's for sure.
Oh, heck yeah.
Beautiful. It was so, thank you so much for taking the time to do the Facebook Lives and, you know, letting us be a part of what you were feeling and what was happening in the moment. That was awesome. That was so incredible. And I thank you for that.
You're very, technology is a beautiful thing when it works.
It is, isn't it? It's cool when it works. And I take it your internet was a little, you know, touching.
Internet. We at the corporate office, we had some decent internet there, of course, but we were on called the back office internet. There's two different types. Actually, we have four different bands in the office, and two of those are for just trading, and so no one gets on those except for the trading platform. But we did pretty good there. It was when we went over to Palencia. That was the fun. I had finally ended up being able to get the owners of the hotel, who are now also in TCC, by the way. So the owners of the hotel let us go on the admin, and finally was able to use some really good internet. Finally, it was funny. If I was able to lay just on the corner of my bed a certain way, then I could get. It was funny.
Yeah, it's like walking around, you know, trying to get that signal just right.
Yeah,
I've been in those places. I get it. I understand.
And when you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere, and it was literally beautiful place, but you know, you have to realize where you're at, and satellite and telecommunications are not as strong as they are here for us people in the United States.
Is it pretty remote, Joff?
Yeah, it really is. It's a small island. I'll send you guys some pictures here too. I'll post some other pictures. I don't know if you saw. We went about 3 miles out off of the barrier reef there. It's the only living reef they were saying that's in the world. It's an actual living reef, and we went and was able to go out there and snorkel. I took a bunch of us out there, and when they snorkeled, and 3 of us actually dove. And I was able to. I'm an avid diver, and I was able to go down and dive and do the wall and wow. Just have a lot of fun. Of course, that was all TCC. No one took any money out of their pocket for this entire ordeal. So, you know, it's just first class. You know, it's all inclusive, and the same thing applies when you hit those 100 cycles. We're going to bring you down and show you a good time. We're bringing another 20 to 30 people next month down again. We'll just keep taking the top 30, and not the same top 30, of course, but the top 20 to 30 people every month we'll bring down. And some of the top leaders and bring them in, and some of the people also that you might have a big leader that's not talk, that actually is the real deal. Then we'll talk about meeting them in Belize and having them look around and do what they need to do.
Awesome.
Awesome. But we're there for you guys. We want to make sure that you guys are there too, and I enjoyed being able to share it with you. I can't wait till you guys can actually touch it and feel it and share it with us again. It's an exciting part of life. And I was explaining to everybody that you really have to think about when you go out on that sunset cruise or you're out on that boat and you disconnect. Because we do what we do for so many people, and we help so many people trying to understand the system and trying to actually literally help people. And sometimes it's good for us to be able to do what we did and get out and disconnect. Disconnect, be pulled and all, and remember, center yourself. I always talk to people about making sure that they're doing at least 20 minutes of meditation. You have to find your chi, as they say, and it's good to find that in life because you need to be centered. So, but it was a good time, and we look forward to having you guys out there too.
Can't wait. And I was
batteries are recharged. Let's put it that way. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, I was saying before people came on about the timing, Joff, and the fact that it is like a pre-launch, and I mean, I was saying to John earlier, like, what percentage of the world has even heard about it even yet? I mean, we're so fortunate. We're so blessed to be here. I mean, every morning when I wake up, it's like I have to pinch myself because it's hard to believe that, it's happening.
At least you're sleeping.
Yeah, it's hard to sleep. Trust me,
Yeah,
it's hard
exactly.
to sleep. I don't sleep much. It's like, yeah.
It's so exciting,
It is very exciting.
Right on, Kimmy. Thank you. You got any specific questions for Joff, or you want to just kind of see if we can open up the floor? I'm going to unmute you.
Yeah, open up the floor. See what people want to know. I want to hear what people really have in their hearts and in their minds and how they're feeling and what's exciting to them. And I want to hear the team.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is unmute everybody. So if you have any background noise, just kind of.
We'll mute ourselves out. And when we want to speak, speak.
But I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody and then just kind of open up the floor. And then after you ask your question, I'll kind of just mute everybody back out and let Joff answer. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody right now.
Woo.
You got any questions for the man?
Elijah, do your box check.
Hey, Kimmy, I have a question regarding email addresses.
Maybe that was the amberjack. Maybe that was.
Down the road, if we want to change out our email addresses.
Yeah, that was the amberjack.
Knock off is able to edit, and I just would like to know how that will work out.
All right, we'll let Joff answer that one. Joff, you should be good to answer. I just unmuted you. So he's asking about email addresses.
Email addresses, what about them?
Like changing one, asking for one to be changed. Through,
I wonder if this would work on my computer better.
okay.
I can't. I'm getting it's just breaking up really bad, guys. I'm sorry.
You want to call in?
I don't know if it's me or if it's the cell set reception.
You want to try and mute it. Do you want to try on your laptop?
Possible problem. We have to attach this link to the thing.
You can see you.
His audio
Yeah, I'm
is
trying to go on my laptop now, guys.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Cool.
What was the question, Kevin?
He was just asking about, can you change an email address once it's registered? Can you change
Oh, okay.
it? I mean, I believe the answer is if you send a request.
Didn't we have that a few minutes ago? That's funny.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, we can see you.
Did we get an answer yet on that or not? I didn't quite hear anything, so I can.
I think Joff is trying to log in on his laptop so he has better reception. He's getting really choppy reception.
No problem.
Cool. Well, while he's doing that, I guess I don't know if you guys oh, there he is. How's it now, Joff? Is that better?
Yeah, there he is. We got him twice now.
All right, cool.
There.
Good to go. All right, Joff. We can see you?
We can.
Yes, we can see you. Can you speak, Joff? I don't know, can you say something? Oh, he's on. All right, let me unmute you. Okay, cool. You're good now. You're good.
All right, good. Okay, so fire that question again. I think it was about changing an email once you've submitted an email. Is that correct?
Yeah, just like it looked like it was a grayed out area that we weren't able to change in our profile, and I just wanted to know if there was a method to change that in the future, if I needed to change that email out for any particular reason. Is there a process to go through support for that, or is that just not an option?
Well, here's the thing. As you guys understand, that security is the utmost importance, and being as though that taking that in accountability of having an email as part of our dual factor authenticator is that email. So that's the way we're going to find out who people, send you a token or send you your XPass or countersign is through that email. So we let someone put that email in the first time. If they have to verify that it's a real email the first time. If it's not, then they can't even start their account. So keep that in mind. So that email had to be verified somehow in order to even start the account. So now all of a sudden, if we want to change that email, the reason that address is an issue is because we don't want people, it's not you guys are like this, but there are those unscrupulous people out there that will say, well, they bought another spot, put it in someone else's name, used a different email address, and then they want to go and sell that spot because that enticed them to come in up higher and a higher level. And, it's only the right. I mean, you have to think about this. It's only fair for everyone to come in at the time they came in. And it's not fair for anybody morally or ethically to be able to entice anyone with saying, oh, well, I've got a spot up here that's just, it's got a fake email and that and this. And so what we're trying to do is really, not be the police, but to make sure that we keep everyone compliant and having their own spot. And so if we have those people that'll open up another spot, put in another email address, have that, because as well as I do, I've got 5 email addresses of my own. Each and every one of them start with my name, but still, you can have other types of email addresses. So then if you go and you fund another account and you open it up and you don't you don't activate it as far as making sure that it's that it's been approved, verified, I should say, is the word I'm looking for, that it's a verified account, and then all of a sudden you're up high and you've got a bunch of people under you, then that allows people to do the unscrupulous thing, and that's what we're trying to avoid.
Mine more pertain to like a family member that, wouldn't manage their account potentially right now, but wants to kind of passively partake, and so that I could manage it, for them, and later on maybe just turn it over to them. I just wanted to know how you guys felt about that, or what. So
sure.
I
do that for my mom. She's an older lady, so I have 6 accounts. Now, here's the thing: when our system doesn't just recognize an email. It actually recognizes the IP address. It recognizes the actual system that it's coming from. So if you have more than one system, that's going to throw up a red flag, and that's going to have someone actually look at what's going on. A human being will now look at that account and see that if you're actually doing like I'm doing, where I have verified with the ID next to my mom's face to show that it's really her, but I'm just handling her account. So as long as you're doing that, that wouldn't be an issue. But if you want to change the email address and the entire account, then there isn't a way of doing that, because again, those accounts, once they're open, are their accounts. The only way to get out of having that account is to cancel it, and then they lose their spot in the matrix.
Okay, that I can figure everything from there. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome, Kevin. Keep in mind, we want you to be able to handle multiple accounts, because, there's like myself. I have my wife, my daughter, my wife's daughter, my mom. I have people that mean a lot to me that don't understand the system, so I handle their accounts too. But again, I made sure that each and every one of those accounts, even myself personally, those accounts have been verified and set up to where now we can have multiple accounts.
Yeah, well, that was kind of my question. I didn't want to set up an account a specific way if I, potentially can change my so it gives me direction. I appreciate your help.
Copy that. Enjoy and welcome to the family. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks, Joff.
We should be here already. I think we've put about 24 people in the last 8 days.
Kevin, you're breaking up a little bit. If you guys want to ask a question, just unmute yourself. So I'm going to keep everybody muted. So unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. I kind of had a question, Joff. And you guys hear me okay?
I'm loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So I had a team member actually that teared up over the comp plan. Is that common? Actually tear up over the comp plan?
when you really get it, I want to put up a little warning. It says, warning, TCC will cause sleep deprivation, because, or emotional state will change, because I've had people, when they really get it, it touches it. It's touching to see something that's legit, that will really change somebody's life and have such an impact on someone's life that it'll change forever.
You know what else I wanted to ask? I got a cat and a boa constrictor in the same room. That's never good. I wanted to ask. Yeah, she's gone. I wanted to ask you, like, what's your vision? I know we all talk about what TCC is and how amazing the technology is, and the thing that really fascinates me is that we have two technologies in their infancy. We have cryptocurrency, we have high frequency algorithmic trading combined in front of both trends, which is like, it's a powerhouse. And then you add that comp plan to it, and the earning potential is both in trading and in marketing, which is 100% optional and separate from the actual trading platform. It's just, I've never seen it. I was talking to somebody and I said, it's like the Michelangelo of compensation structures. You just want to stare at it. And it's like artwork. And that's really all exciting, but I bet some people are kind of curious, like, what does this look like, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 10 years from now? What's the vision? With this being such a cutting edge technology, how does TCC stay in front of the trend?
Well, that's a great question, John, and I appreciate you asking it. We are not just the only ones involved. Of course, we listen to you. We listen to all of our TCC members and the people out there. We keep our hand on the pulse of the system, of what's going on. I'll blow your mind a little bit. There are over 700 cryptocurrencies in the field right now that are recognized currency. And our license lets us trade on all of them. We just select, our analysts select, and our chief trader, and Armando, our CEO of the company, of the trading platform, they pick what we're going to trade on for the day, the top 10. And the computer does it mainly because it shows the analyzing as far as who is the top for the day. You guys still with me?
We're with you, loud and clear.
Okay. So let me get back to my screen here. There we go. So let me blow your mind a little bit. Right now we're using Bitcoin on the TCC platform, right?
Right.
What happens if we use Daycoin too?
More wealth generation.
What happens if we use Litecoin? What happens if we use, so just keep thinking that how our thinking is that we don't see just here. We have analysts and we have people that see far beyond the future of TCC and what we're looking at doing. So we're not only just looking at trading with Bitcoin and paying out in Bitcoin, but eventually playing, as they call, playing the field all the way through. So now that you'll be able to not only see all the trading going on, but you could trade with your own Daycoin, or you could trade with your own Ethereum or Litecoin or whomever, Dash, whoever you're trading with for the day, and use it on that platform. And what we have coming for you guys will literally blow your minds when we talk about our digital marketing plan, when we talk about our everything inside the app. You'll have your own and this is on this webinar, and I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag a little bit, but I'll tell you a little bit of exciting news. And I'm doing this for you and Kimberly, John, and for those that are listening. but we have in the works right now your own per se shift or Paylutions or your own plastic card that will have the TCC logo on it. And every single person will be able to get that card at a small fee and be able to get their own card now with the Visa MasterCard logo on it and use it right out of the back office of their wallet of TCC. We're trying to eliminate having to go through all the steps of different platforms and using different people in order to get to your money. And I think that one of our goals and one of our visions is to make this as easy of a transition to cash out or to get Bitcoin as possible. Because once you've been educated on how cryptocurrency works, then the next step is trying to obtain it. And if we are not a coin, of course, TradeCoin Club is not a coin, but we need to be able to give you to be able to facilitate in order for you to get your coin. And so right now we have people that are in the US and we have in the works right now that'll go into your back office as soon as we light it up, that you'll be able to go right to your back office, purchase Bitcoin or whatever coin that we're trading with, and you can purchase that coin immediately and it will fund your account within minutes instead of hours, because once, we have recourse. So once you're in TCC, then there is no more having to verify and go through 2 or 3 days of waiting like there is now. Because if it's not a real coin, or if you disputed the transaction, we have recourse. We can pull your account.
Wow. That's extremely sexy. Thank you for sharing.
Just getting better.
Oh
Boom.
my God.
And I'm giving you this much. We've spent, I myself and my partners, we've spent hours, and I have a digital marketing team with engineers that have spent hours on wireframing this platform up to where everything, we want it to be where, because you guys know as well as I do, especially the young people, they hardly even have laptops anymore or carrying around a laptop, or everybody wants to use what? They want to use this, they want this right here. They want that phone. Let me see if I can get mine on here. I'm going to take that off real quick. They want that. They want to use that every time they pick it, and everything should be inside this. And so we have a marketing plan that where your phone will never stop ringing, and everybody that calls you, you'll never make an outbound call, guys. Everybody that calls you will be interested in joining TCC.
You've already given me that dream, Joff.
Oh, I know. John and I just we talk to each other and we're like, John, can you believe it? And John's like, oh my gosh, Kimberly, I think I just had another realization, and I can't believe we're here right now. Oh my God, this is real. And it's
to pinch myself kind of thing, I explained a couple of my talks that I've spoken with people in webinars or phone calls that I've done, and I try to explain to you to remember the times where you've been at the right place at the right time, and what a life-changing event that made, whether it be bad times or good times. But if you really think about that, and you look back on those days, and I mean, some of us are young and we don't remember as many of those life-changing times. But for me, I'm an older guy, and when I remember the first time I was approached to have the very first casinos in the Virgin Islands, and that was it was like a too good to be real, too good to be true kind of event for me. And I remember those days, and I remember the time that I had 4,000 members when they told me that I would never even have 400 in my health club. So those things are those are life-changing moments that are paradigm shift moments in your own lives that you'll never forget. And this is one of those times. I get chills when I think about the millions of children that we'll be able to feed you know, the people that will be able to touch and change lives, the moms that are single moms that are being raised, you know, that are raising children on their own, or single parents. Even the dads out there that are having to raise their kids and work 2 jobs and never, you know, you've got a more month than you have paycheck kind of people out there. I want those life change. I love hearing those stories when they come to me and they go, I just made my utility bill today. I just was able to pay my rent today. Those are big time deals for me. That's when it really touches me and gets to me, because when someone can say, hey, you know what, Bitcoin or because of TCC, I was able to pay this or that, you know, or be able to put food on the table, or I've been able for the first time to pay my rent this month. Those are big life-changing events, and those are the ones that mean the most to me. Not the guys that come in with 10 million, not the guys that come in with 300,000. They've already made it. They're the guys that are helping us get those people to come in and make more money. And we did 30,000 Bitcoins in one day last week.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of those stories, Joff. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's exciting. It really, really is, to be able to be a part of something that's so much larger than us. It's larger than life.
Kimmy, how about it? We wanted to have this this meeting so we could do some vision work, right? Like talk about stuff that gets us fired up. Like the back office guys, we're going to figure that out. You can learn that. I have videos on it. You're going to get it. But instead of talking about how to get the little wheels spinning, I wanted to get some passion stuff going. I wanted you guys to really conceptualize how incredible this is, what this is going to do for the cryptocurrency industry, that it can complement any coin out there. If you own a coin, don't get married to your coin, right? You know, that's great. It's a coin. This is something that is not tied to one currency. This is revolutionary, not even just in cryptocurrency, but in this type of trading. And we're in front of it. So.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind, this is something that's very important that I try to explain to people. Keep in mind that, you know, if you have a bar, a 24-ounce karat gold bar, and it's just sitting there, and of course it's going to go up and down in value. It's gold, and it's going to increase and decrease in value, but you have no leverage. You have no way to leverage that gold. For the first time in this industry, we have now a way to leverage your gold per se, or your Bitcoin, and make it work for you. Now, how amazing that is, to be able to put your money to work for you instead of you working for your money. That's a big deal in my book. You know, that's the way the people have done it for thousands of years, but that's the people that have done that are the people with all the money.
Right.
Well, now we have a way of letting people with not all the money be able to see an insight and be able to go that direction in their lives. So that's exciting to me. You know, learning the ins and outs. Don't overthink it. This is a very simple process. It's a very simple system. You know, frustration is because you're relaxing and letting it happen. People get frustrated because their ID didn't get approved, or they get frustrated because they didn't do it, and then they think it's the system. And really, it's not. It's more human. I find more human errors than I do with the system having an error. I trust the system. Unfortunately, a lot of people out there don't yet, and you're getting to know the system. So my piece of advice is to first start trusting the system and start looking at yourself and saying, what am I doing wrong to make it not work right? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I agree 100% with that.
Because we've all done it. I mean, I've got to tell you, I'll tell you a story. I had my mom, and I did her account. And she spent, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours one night, almost up all night, trying to figure out how to log in. Something as simple as logging in. And by the time I got to showing her how to do it the next day, she came over frustrated, almost in tears. I can't log in. I can't get my wheel spinning. What am I going to do? Oh, my gosh. And I said, first of all, calm down. Take a deep breath. And then second of all, let me see what you got. And it's so simple. Go forgot password. Put in your username. Well, I don't know my username. Well, then let me go back and find it, because you go to your sponsor, and at the end, your sponsor, if you're not enrolled already, it'll go under pending sponsor. So it's really understanding and how the little niche and how to work through the system in order to be able to accomplish our goals. That's what we as leaders do. if you don't already know, in your back office, there's over 12 different languages under tools of PowerPoints in the back office right now. We do updates. We're not out there informing everybody, ding, 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 here's a new update, because we're constantly doing it. It's kind of like Microsoft doesn't tell you every day they do an update or every minute they do an update. I think their first day was 192 updates they did. So just to give you an idea, we're always updating, but you need to always be curious and always looking in your back office, because like you said, it's the Mona Lisa. It's beautiful. It's something that's extraordinary, and it's changed from if you were in day one back in December 15th when we turned it on and look at it now, it's like a piece of art. It started as a sculpture, and it started as a clay, and now it's being molded into this beautiful work of art that still doesn't have all the details in it. You know, when you start a painting and you start the outline, you can tell what it is, but until you fill in the details, you can't tell that it's a beautiful piece of art. And so that's what we're doing. We're in pre-launch status right now, which is a good thing, because now we're not pre-launch. Now we're in pre-launch status, which you can tell by looking at the website, and the front doors open now, and the graphics, and just how outstanding a job our technicians have done and our programmers have done. But also then if you go into the back office and you start looking at all the cool little tricks and things, and you know, I always try to explain people, stop fighting the system and accept the system and let it work for you instead of you working against it. Because remember, guys, fighting City Hall is not an easy thing to do. And and I don't mean you're fighting City Hall with us, but when you're fighting the system, and you're thinking about programming, you're not thinking, you know, most people think, oh, it's just easy to just take this one person off of this and just put them over here. That just seems so simple, but they don't understand all of the logistics of programming and all of the things that causes just that one little move would cause. And especially being that it's an encrypted matrix where it's impossible. I can't even myself, I can't change one person from one spot to another spot. It's impossible because of the way the programming is written. So when, you know, and we wanted it that way too, because you have to keep in mind, we don't want people in here and in TCC that doesn't have the ethics of TCC.
Right.
You know, that we keep a high moral and high ethics and a high standard. When you see compliance, all of our compliance rules and regulations that are going to come out, and the do's and don'ts, you know, we're just getting those people in line and keeping those things in line, so people aren't going out and doing things they shouldn't be doing, buying multiple spots, trying to qualify. We already know all the tricks pretty much, and if we don't, our MLM attorneys do. And so they keep you guys straight, they keep us straight, and they keep us in business. Because the last thing we want is anything to come down because we weren't doing something morally or ethically correct.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Integrity is so important.
Yeah.
Integrity is our utmost importance, because you know, when you have $1 billion brand and $1 billion company, you know, we're looking at, we have to maintain a very high level of security and a high level of ethics. Yeah. And along with that, so you guys are there with us, and you see that, and I love. It's so funny, you know. You have these people that will come in, and you know the ones I'm talking about, that are big leaders, and they have big teams, and they blow a bunch of smoke, and they say, "I'm coming in with a big team," and they do a lot of yak, and then they go, "Well, what are you going to do for me?" I'm going to let you in TCC. That's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to let you have my link.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, why should we have to entice anyone to come to such a beautiful system? I mean, that's like saying, you know, I've got this place down here in Belize. How much are you going to pay me to come see you? You know, it doesn't work like that. You know, people come to Vegas. They don't pay us to come. They just come and pay.
Right.
You know, we don't pay them to come here. How many people pay to come? You know, did you see people in Vegas paying people to come here? The high rollers, but the high rollers spend money. Vegas wasn't built on a bunch of winners, folks.
Nope.
So, you know, if you think you're getting a free trip to Vegas, think again. You're going to spend something. It's going to cost you somehow, some way. So keep that in mind. You know, TCC is a privilege to be in. it's a privilege to be with us. And, you know, when you're big leaders, they see, it's funny because I have some that have big attitude. You know, some of them, they think that because they've built these big teams and because they have all this big following that they deserve, or they are
You're looking for the word entitled.
Entitlement. Yes, entitlement. That's exactly right, John. And that's the exact word I was looking for. But they do. They feel entitled. And when we don't do it, then they get all mad and upset and their feathers ruffled. But what's going to end up happening is, just like I told a guy the other day, this big leader had thousands of people in one of his other organizations, wanted to know what we're going to do for him. And I said, I'm going to let you come in before all the rest of your people come in. If you don't do it soon, all those people you do have will be in, and then you're going to be under them.
Right.
Or you're not going to be in it at all because you're going to cut your nose off to spite your face because you have too much pride in order to want to be involved in the system. And that's fine too.
Joff,
Yeah, man.
you hear me?
I hear you, Stephen.
Hey, bro. I could give you a big fat kiss on the lips right now, man. Because you are just taking the exact words out of my mouth that I've been preaching to all these people. John knows what I'm talking about. Because the same word entitlement is a word I use with him. And you mentioned those big leaders. Because you're so right, Joff, that TCC don't need all these guys. Like you said, we're out for the little guys. So all these big guys with the big egos, they don't realize. And when they go ahead and, like you said, cut off the nose despite the face, all that's going to happen is all the people that are under them will say, look at that idiot over there. He just cut off his nose despite his face. Why am I following this guy? Let me just go ahead and do my own thing and get in TCC on my own, which is what's been happening. And John is testament to that as well, too. Because we know we're all with one kind, and all of these guys are talking about cross-recruiting. We had this conversation, Joff, earlier on when you were talking. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of them are in his downline because what? They were there trying to posture or whatever and feel that, or they're going to threaten and posture and all this other stuff. And people saw TCC for what it was and saying, hell yeah, I'm on board with this thing. Sign me up.
Give me your...
I've gotten it from, if there's one thing I know about myself, is that I don't need convincing about anything that makes sense.
Right.
If it's all haywire and stuff like that, then I'll walk the other way. But when something makes sense, and I was one of those guys, Joff, that was in tears when I listened to your webinar this evening, because as much as I've been involved now over a month, I really didn't comprehend what this length and breadth of what this is. And man, I am so appreciative of what I have stumbled upon, if you want to put it that way. Don is the one who introduced me to it, and I'm forever grateful for him for putting this to me. And I'm just speechless, man. I'm speechless.
I swear, I didn't tell anybody you were the one crying. I promise. I didn't name you.
Hey, big men cry, bro. I've never been ashamed to say that I'm a crier.
That's okay, brother.
Yeah.
You know what, though, Stephen? You know, when you hear the truth, it'll ring in your ear. You ever heard the truth rings in your ears, and the truth will ring true to you. And when you feel it, you'll know it. And it's just something that simple, you know. And some people have attitude that their the personalities or their pride won't let them go into it because they didn't bring you into it. And some of those leaders are their pride is so big it's gonna hurt their pocketbook. And they, you know, sometimes it's good to swallow your pride and go, hey, you know what? You were my mentor. Now let me help you because you helped me. So now let me help you into something. And when the people that'll listen to you and turn that around, that's when you had a good relationship. That's when you have someone that was a good mentor to you. Because sometimes the teacher gets taught.
Exactly. Yeah.
And other times the student is the one that's getting taught. So they get a good leader will do both. They'll learn and they'll teach. But when they stop learning, then they're done. When you ever hear the expression, when you're green, you're mean, and when you're old, you're rot. And that basically what that means is when you're green, you do a lot of things wrong, but you make a lot of money, or you do a lot of wealth, or you do a lot of good for people. But when you're old and seasoned and you've learned too much and you cut that mind off, that's when you start to rot because you think you know it all.
Well, a good example of that is a guy that you mentioned a bit too, Joff, and that's Richard Branson. And if there's ever an example of somebody who succeeds because he listens, Sir Richard Branson is the epitome of that. Because I read that one of his books, and I know that you guys have patterned a lot of some of your TCC on just how he operates. You got to be willing to listen, and nobody is too below you to get advice and get counsel from. And that's what I've seen from day one with you, especially Joff. And I've said this to you before. TCC to me, especially the US-based portion of it, is a direct reflection of you guys. The way that you have led, your patience, your availability, your big heart, everything is just, and that's what it didn't sell me on TCC, the idea did sell, but it cemented me and that I'm in the right place, just you, Joff, as a human being. I'm really, really, really blessed to know you.
Well, thanks, brother. And I feel the same as you. I feel blessed to know all of you and all of your hard work. And my gosh, man, you guys inspire me. You inspire me to keep going. And as I was talking to everyone at the pre-launch, and they asked me a couple of questions. And one of those questions was, how do I do it with one leg? And I asked them how they not do it with two. And so that's back to everybody. If I can do it with 1.5 legs and all the issues that I have, with my head and my brain and all the things that are going on with me in my world, then there is no excuse. If guys, anybody can do this. It's a very simple system. You just go and work with it and listen to the leaders and listen to the training. And we have tutorials that are coming out. We have back office training that will be into the app. We're just getting started. This is just, you guys haven't even seen, you've seen this much of what's really going to happen. And I wish I could tell you everything, but I'm going to keep some things under my hat. So, but I just want you to know that if you've trust me this long and you're with me this far, wait till I show you the rest, because it's just going to get prettier from here.
Can I give everybody on this who's here right now just a ton of credit for being here? Every single one of you is obviously a leader, and you guys see things, you have vision, you have passion, you're ready to put yourself out there, step outside your comfort zone. Every single one of you is a rock star, and I just want to say that you are choosing just to be here because you chose to be here in this time, in this place, in the pre-launch. You're choosing to be a leader. So when things go wrong or whatever, I know you guys are going to be rock solid and be able to lead by example, not to be so easily wavered. And Kimmy put it wonderfully last night. We had some things were going crazy. Some of the things were off with the system updates, and you could see the ones that were instantly kind of panicking. And Kimmy said, actually, no, this is really good. It lets us see, who the weaker links are. And I was like, wow. I'm like, that's a lady boss right there. You know what I mean? Like she thinks like that. I love that. And I'm just like, wow, that's good. That's good stuff. And that's Kimmy's a leader. And that's why she thinks like that. She's thinking, yeah, well, it helps me get a clear perspective on my team and where I need to work more and how I need to leverage things. And that's leadership thinking right there. I love that. That is, meanwhile, some people, if somebody's giving them pressure from their downline, they'll get frazzled really quickly. But Kimmy's a leader, and I just love to be in this industry and this opportunity with people who are pioneers, like Amber Rose says, be a pioneer. And, and not only pioneers, but choosing to take risk and trust the people that they're connecting with on a day-to-day basis rather than what everybody else is telling them based on something they haven't even experienced, So hats off to you guys. I can't take this hat off because this is my favorite hat from my Nigerians, from my Nigerian family out there. So
That's awesome.
I'll open it up for any more questions. How's that sound, Kimmy?
Awesome. And, you know, I want to give Joff like 2 thumbs up on the branding. I love it.
Thank you.
First class all the way. And we know who's, you know, ahead of the branding.
Thank you.
I mean, I just love it. I think it's beautiful. And
Thank you so much.
It works. It's amazing. And I love being a part of beautiful things. Like John was saying, it's exceptional. It's a beautiful site. And, you know, it's pretty to look at. It's fun to, you know, use. And I think that's going to be a big part of it for people. It's going to be fun. Like, I can't wait to log in to see how much I've made while I've slept.
Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh. Wait till you hear when we have this, we have a push notification that's going to come out that's going to actually be a sound. And every time you make a commission, it's going to ding your phone. It's going to sound like a slot machine.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Can you imagine doing a meeting and that phone just starts cha-ching, ching, 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 cha-ching, ching, ching, ching.
That's true Vegas thinking right there.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right.
Vegas boss.
Anybody else got any questions I want to throw out there? Just unmute yourself or give me like a thumbs up or something, and I'll unmute you.
Yeah, I wanted to know when was your thoughts on the manual trade coming out? When you want to do that?
Oh, for manual trading, we're looking at April, about the end of April again for the actual manual trading. So you can see now in your back office, if you look, you'll see the live trading actually happening. You're going to start seeing your names in there. You're going to start seeing where your trading's happening. And then on the graph, you can actually see, now you can play with it and, you know, play like where you're going to put your stop loss and where you're going to gain or where you're going to buy, where you're going to sell. But we're looking at April for having that actually completely done and ready to roll. And we're going to roll it out to our top 200 people first, and then to let them play with the system and beta test it, and then we're going to roll it out to the public, and then the GP will be able to play with it as far as all TCC members.
I can tell you my conclusion for that test will be I want to put it back on automatic, but that, you know.
Me too.
Well, you got to keep in mind that, you know, as far as a manual trading system or doing it on your own, there are those guys out there that trade. I'm an emotional person, so, you know, a lot of trading, and when I used to do it, was an emotional part of reading what I thought and trying to read my emotions into it. And trading isn't, to me, an emotional thing. You just do it because of statistics or because of the numbers that you've read. But when you have a risk level on automatic, there is no risk level on manual trading. So if you lose, you lose.
Mm.
So we don't back you.
Hey, Joff. This is Kevin Foster again. I just wanted to thank you for your insight and input. I think it's cool that you guys are going to add a debit card and stuff. One of the things I've learned in the last 2 years in digital currency is really blockchain technology in general just still hasn't reached the forefront of the general understanding and use of digital currency as a whole. You know, most digital currencies out of the 700 haven't made a name for themselves because they don't have a defined ecosystem that they're supposed to be used for. What I see that the most impactful side of this is this gives an opportunity for people to start coin accumulation. And if you guys are not focused on coin accumulation right now, you're missing the big picture. You're missing a $10,000 coin potentially, or a $100,000 coin in the future. And many of those currencies are going to have that ability to come to that forefront when people finally start grasping how to actually use it and get out of fiat currency altogether. So I'm looking forward to the ride and the accumulation. I hope everybody else can start wrapping your minds around that and take that to heart, because that's what you really need to focus on more than anything.
Agreed. Diversification. You know, you guys keep in mind, you know, what Kevin and what all of us are talking about too is, you know, and what I always preach is making sure that you're involved with a coin that is a verified coin, that is a recognized currency. That's first and foremost. And then second is having that diversification. You know, I have other coins. I don't have just Bitcoin. And it's good to have that diversification. It's just like gold. Well, you're going to own some gold? Well, yeah, I'm going to own some platinum. I'm going to own some silver. I'm going to own some bronze because they're all worth money. And eventually, all those top 10 cryptocurrencies that we're trading on, like I said, when we open that platform to even go to where you can use any of those coins as an anchor, you now look at what we're going to do. Look how much even more we're going to grow. So we're going to stay on the cutting edge. We've got the next 10 years wrapped up, and I think we're going to continue to go forward where we're at. You know, people. You have to understand, this is not just, we didn't just open this December 15th. We opened it for you guys, and we got our license December 15th, opened it December 17th, but this has been in the works for years. We've been studying in cryptocurrency and data entry, all the last 6 years of data entry of all the systems and how they've been trading. So this is something that's not brand new. This system's been being worked on for years and being developed and designed. So this is a beautiful thing. We have way over $2 million just in the software alone. That doesn't even count into our computer rooms, our towers and servers. And we have a computer room that has its own air conditioning. It has to be climate controlled on its own. It's locked and secured. So, you know, there's a lot more to it than just what meets the eye.
How open is the market in Australia right now, Joff? And do you have any like mass distributors down in that area? Because I have some heavy hitters looking in that area that might be willing to take on stuff like that. Do you know what the market's like out of Australia right now?
As far as looking at our analytics and looking into what countries we're predominantly in, Australia is just a very small portion. We have less than 50 people that are actually know about this in Australia that have even been on the website. So it's wide open. It'd be a great market to be in from Australia. You know, the markets that are really adapting to what we have are the ones that are well educated in the cryptocurrency, like Nigeria, Brazil, Colombia, Portugal, Russia. You know, a lot of those companies are already leaning more into cryptocurrency and heading over to that direction. And even their leadership is looking at doing, you know, into cryptocurrency and leading that direction. So, but Australia is wide open, man. And I definitely, if you have some big leaders over there, what I'm looking at booking. If you guys, you know, we're looking at going to Nigeria at the end of February. From here, we're going to go to London, hopefully next week. If the event's set up in London. So all the leaders, if you set the events up, we'll come in, we'll do all the presentations, and I'll bring Pedro or myself or Dover. We'll all come down one at a time or two at a time and knock these out for you and get these introduced to the market. And Australia is definitely one of those places that we'd love to go and hang out. I've been there before. It's a beautiful place.
Awesome. Just real quick, Kim, I need a recording of this so I actually have to jump off on a Zoom and get on with my 2 Australian people right now. So
absolutely. And I'm honored to have
they
you.
can hear all this. All right.
All right. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Kevin, we'll talk to you soon. I look forward to shaking your hand, my friend.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
We had a couple more people jump on, so I'm just going to go ahead and open up the floor again to anybody who else has any questions. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Joff Paradise live, so take advantage, guys. Anybody?
Hey, John and Joff. This is Lindsey Jackson.
Lindsey.
I've got a peculiar situation, and I'm sure that if I mean, it might be rare, but I have a feeling that I'm going to end up helping other people kind of navigate this. But my ID is from another state than where I live.
Mm-hmm.
And I signed up to TCC using my middle name, and it's on my ID in the middle. I emailed support about it, but I never heard anything back. And it's been like 5 days.
Okay, so let's just nip this in the bud real quick, Lindsay. Here's what you do. Since your ID shows a different address or a different name or your middle name, then what I want you to do is to go ahead and take a picture with your ID next to your face. Then I want you to put a bill under that. So hold it like this, where your ID is here, your bill is under there with your full name, like your credit card bill that has your real address on it where you're receiving mail now. Put all three up there, get in the camera just this close, take the picture, and then explain to them that your middle name, or even put your birth certificate with it, with another picture with your holding your birth certificate, showing your middle name, to show them that the more verification that you send them, the better. Don't try, you know, it's like I was saying earlier, don't fight it, accept it, and figure out how we can make it work with them. So, because we have a human being that's actually looking at your data and looking at your face and looking at, and if people are sending in pictures and their faces are clear, but you can't see their ID, or they're taking a selfie in the mirror.
Yeah.
And it's turning out, you know, when you look at the picture, the driver's license is backwards. And they're thinking they should get approved. And I'm like, guys, come on. I mean, we got to use our brain here. This is a real deal, because this is your BTC we're fooling with. If everybody could get just boom and get it the first time, that'd be great. I would love that. But humans make more mistakes than the computers do. So you got to keep in mind, it's very important that the more proof, if you filled it out and you did put your middle name, but your driver's license doesn't have your middle name, but your birth certificate does, then put it all documentation together, stick your face in there, put a picture with it. If you have to do 2 pictures or 3 pictures, then send it all to them. And then they can see it all.
Perfect.
And then they'll see everything that they can go, oh, well, yeah, well, that's the same guy in all 3 pictures. That's the same guy with his birth certificate. Oh, that's his credit card statement. Oh, well, that's his driver's license or passport. And then they'll approve it. I would rather have more documentation there than less.
That works. I just thought I only got to upload one thing. So that's exactly what I need to hear. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Lindsay. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you soon, brother.
All right.
All right, cool. Any other questions? Trying to keep this visionary, but you know.
And John does a really good job. He has a really good example of how to take the picture, what it should look like, how you should do it, and have somebody else take it for you with, you know, he shows the pose and everything. So he has a really, really good explanation of how to do that to get verified. So thank you, John, for doing that.
Cool.
Excellent.
The little things that mean a lot, you know, those little extras that you put in there mean a lot to the team.
It does. It really does. And it means a lot to us, too, as far as, you know, all of us are leaders. And you know, like I always say, a boss tells you what to do, a leader shows you what to do. And you're exemplifying that, John, and we appreciate it.
He sure is. He's a servant leader through and through.
Thanks, guys. Any other questions, or
I do have one question for Joff. Is there anything in the works that would collect more of the videos and things that I'm finding or having to find on YouTube to be on the TCC website in the back office, possibly?
Well, once you're going to love this. When we have that app out and we're utilizing all of it, we'll have 3 different levels. We'll have a beginning marketer, a marketing person, or a market platform, and then a professional market platform. And the professional market platform will actually let you go in and do your own videos and your own graphics, and then do your own landing pages in any way, form, and it'll be in compliant. So all of that will come together in the back office and allow you to do push notifications. That allow you, it won't send someone, you can actually set up a complete marketing campaign with someone, and it won't send them the second video until they've watched the first video.
Cool.
Okay, but as far as answering if you go to tradecoinclub.info, we have a lot of stuff on there right now that we've collaborated with, and if you have videos that are good, you know, I mean, we have it where like people that are deaf, we have the closed caption on there because we have people that are deaf that wants to be in TCC. Well, heck yeah, we're an equal opportunity company, so we want to make sure everybody gets on. So we make sure that closed captions are there and stuff like that. But if you have stuff that you see that you think would be an asset, then you're welcome to contact me or Rob, and Rob Harris, who is one of our webmasters for that, and we'll make sure that it gets on. But once that we're full blast and we're launched, it'll all be in the back office, even the training. You'll actually have training tutorials that are animated characters with showing you how to do all your training, and then also showing you how to do your marketing campaign. And it's $500,000 worth of software that's going into that.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. We got time for one more, I think. Then we'll probably wrap it up. Kimmy, what do you think?
Yes, absolutely. Joff is probably exhausted. I'm so grateful. I can't believe he would even come on tonight. I'm
glad I could make it. Yeah, I have a 6 o'clock, but I'm glad I could make it with you guys. I have another webinar at 6, so okay. I'm good.
We appreciate your time, Joff, really, and thank you so much. And we know that it's going to be probably harder and harder to get you one-on-one. So if you guys have an opportunity to try to get Joff on the phone and talk to him, I'm telling you, tirelessly. Before the phone even rings, he picks up my call, and I don't even know how that's possible because I know he has 10 times more on his plate than I have. So this guy is a machine, and he's driven by passion to help people, and I hope a lot of you guys can see that tonight. Take this inspiration with you. This is a gift, and this is something that's going to fuel you and allow you to really lead your teams with confidence. In this pre-launch, we dropped one of the pre's. I'm glad we dropped one of the pre's. We're not pre-pre, now we're just pre.
Now we're just the pre. But we're definitely in our pre-launch phase, and it's just looking beautiful all the time. Every day we're updating, and you know, if you're running into a little system glitch or something that you think, and I'll put one out there right now. You guys already know that if you're rolling over or compounding your trade, one of the systems, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it, my battery's dying. One of the system, I got to plug this thing in. One of the
Dance.
I'm just going to wait for him to say.
Just get to the good part.
But guys, this is why I wanted, Joff on tonight, was because I wanted people to see how fortunate we are to be here. We really are. And I was saying that to John too. And John and I see it because we talk about it all the time, and we're just amazed every day at what's happening. And I just said to Joff, I said, would you come on? He's like, absolutely, I'd love to. He's like, it would be my honor. It's a privilege. Let me come on. Let me do it. And I said, okay, let's go. And it was short notice and everything. So thank you all for being here at short notice. And like John said, that shows your leadership for sure. And we're just so grateful that you're all here with us. And we wanted to show you guys that, our gratitude.
Thank you, guys. Kimmy, awesome. Very well put. I couldn't say anything any better. So, all right, I guess we'll wrap it up. And thanks for joining us, guys. We'll have plenty more of these, and it's an exciting time. So congratulations to all of you for being in this position.
And feel free to take this Zoomcast and upload it to your channel if you have a YouTube channel, and use it for your marketing.
I'll be loading
links in there. You can say you're on with the owner, with one of the owners in the pre-launch. That's huge, you guys.
Let me address that real quick, Kimmy.
Okay.
So you guys know, you can get that at my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to jot this down, my YouTube channel, and I'll have this uploaded probably later tonight, is www.newwayearners. So that's NEWWAYEARNERS. So newwayearners, all one word, .com/YouTube. So www.newwayearners.com/YouTube. I'll upload it on my channel, and then you guys can just steal it. So
Yeah, like I mean,
Hey, I got one more question. How can we get one of those hats?
well, what you have to do is you have to bring on some people from Nigeria who actually made their own apparel, and then have them ship it to you.
Okay.
But Joff is he's the head of the branding and stuff.
They're gonna have all sorts of stuff, guys.
I know. I've seen some of it. It's like, oh my goodness, I love the swag.
Yeah, they're doing suits, they're doing ties, they're doing. I mean, let's just talk about the end of April for all the business builders out there, okay? For everybody who sees this empire and who wants to grab it. The end of April, when we get that launch going down in Vegas, I mean, imagine, not only having a team full of people who are already achieving success, but having some of your own tailored clothing to walk across the stage on. So that should be pretty fun.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, I'm going to end this. And I appreciate all you. Thank you, Kimmy, for hosting. And
thank you for allowing me to use your Zoom.
yeah, no problem. You can pay me 30% of the month.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Got you there, John.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, John, Stephen, Marjorie, Barry,
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. So grateful for you all.
Marco, Lindsay, Bridget, Amber, and Janet, and everybody else that I missed. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.